A man with a monthly income of just $500 walks into a high-end suit store. He expertly scrutinizes the tailoring and sizing of the suits, and his wife can't help but praise how handsome he looks in them. The man immediately decides to buy the suit, but his wife refuses when she sees the price tag. The suit costs half a year's salary for them. However, the man insists on buying it anyway. The wife is puzzled by her husband's sudden change in behavior, as he had always been frugal. Little does she know that the man standing before her is not her real husband. It turns out that Nick is a billionaire with a net worth of tens of billions. However, he woke up one morning to find that he had become a poor man overnight. 13 years ago, Nick abandoned his longtime girlfriend, Annie, to pursue his dreams in New York City. After 13 years, he had become a financial tycoon on Wall Street, with assets worth billions, luxury cars, high-end watches, and beautiful women surrounding him. To him, the numbers in his bank account were far more valuable than love. On Christmas Eve, Nick encounters a homeless man at a convenience store. When the store clerk questions the authenticity of the homeless man's lottery ticket, Nick buys the ticket to help him out. Unexpectedly, the homeless man says,
"You brought this on yourself."
The next day, Nick wakes up in an unfamiliar room with a woman lying next to him. The woman calls him her husband, and two children call him their father. Shocked, Nick runs out of the house only to discover that the New York he knew had turned into a remote small town. His Ferrari had become a dilapidated van. He rushes back to his company's building but is stopped by the receptionist at the entrance. The name of the general manager on the wall had long been replaced. In a state of panic, he nearly gets hit by a car on the street. The driver turns out to be the homeless man from the night before. It turns out that everything was a game designed by the homeless man to make Nick realize the true meaning of life. In this parallel world, Nick never left Annie but instead chose to marry her and have two lovely children. Initially, Nick cannot accept this ordinary life. He still yearns for the extravagance and indulgence of his past and feels irritated by his wife's nagging and children's noise. Until one day, he accidentally discovers a videotape recording the touching moment when he proposed to Annie. At that moment, Nick's heart is completely moved. He begins to view this world, which he once despised, with fresh eyes. He discovers that the so-called ordinary life is actually filled with endless beauty. The joyful moments of accompanying his daughter to practice piano, the deep father-son bond while playing ball with his son, and every breakfast made by his wife are treasures he once had but did not know how to cherish. As days go by, he finds warmth he had long been missing in his roles as a tire shop salesman, father, and husband. The morning hugs, children's laughter, and simple breakfasts make him feel very happy. One day, he encounters his former boss by chance. He immediately showcases his professional skills and regains an interview opportunity. With his understanding of the boss, he quickly gains the boss's trust, secures a high-paying position, and even gets a new luxury house. However, he feels very dissatisfied with his current life. Suddenly, he meets the homeless man again.